What is up, guys? Nick Mira from Internet Money, and today I'm going to be making a Playboi Carti type beat. Got a bunch of songs in SoundCloud that may sound like this beat I'm about to make today, but without further ado, let's get into it.
Yo, what's up? This is Taz Taylor from Internet Money. You got Touch of Trent, Kuntaj Coop, KC Supreme, JR, The Hit Maker, Nick Mira, and Sidepce. And we are Internet Money, bitch.
Oh, hey guys. Yeah, sorry, I was just actually watching some Internet Money tutorials, practicing my skills. I haven't made beats in a while, but you know what? Let's just jump right into the video. The rise of internet money is nothing like the hip-hop world has seen before. I mean, who would have ever thought a group of kids making type beats in their bedroom would end up becoming one of the most influential forces in the music industry? Not only have they produced some of the biggest records in the world, they are arguably the greatest A&R in rap as well. And most importantly, they achieved all this mainstream success while still giving back to the producer community and paving the way for aspiring beatmakers in the process. In this video, we are going to take a closer look at the collective that is Internet Money and just how they rose to the top against all the odds.
This is why internet producers will always be ahead of industry producers, because industry producers sometimes got managers who handle all their. You are essentially your artist, your manager, your label, everything when you're on the internet. As a producer, doing everything yourself.
For those of you that don't know already, this is Taz Taylor, the founder and CEO of the one and only Internet Money. A living example of how the combination of hard work and leveraging the internet can take you wherever you want to go. But just how did Internet Money and himself get to the point they are at today? Let's quickly rewind the clock to find out how.
I started selling beats because I needed money. I dropped out in the 7th grade. My mom had cancer. You know, my mom, we've been like poor our whole life, that type shit. So I had to, you know, find ways to pay her bills.
Born and raised in Jacksonville, Florida, Taz grew up surrounded by music as his dad was a drummer for a local band. He would often attend his father's practices where he began to self-teach himself bass and guitar. As he got older, he shifted his focus into graphic design as a way to make money on the internet and help support his family since he was no longer in school. But it didn't necessarily work out and he found himself having a lot of spare time on his hands. However, this turned out to be a blessing in disguise because it allowed him to pick up music production and use the time to master his craft in FL Studios. Who knows, if the graphic design business had done well for Taz, Internet Money may have never been created. You know what they say, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. As time went on and he continued to get better at music production, Taz finally sold his first beat online for $150, which was all the validation he needed to take things to the next level.
Originally like an internet producer, so I would start selling beats online like Type Beats or SoundClick, whatever possible, and it got to me making like $500,000 a year.
So as you guys just saw, Taz went from a 7th grade dropout to making $500,000 a year selling beats online. Pretty astonishing if you ask me. Although most of you are probably familiar with the term type beat and know how selling beats via the internet works, I'm gonna quickly explain it for those who don't. Basically, Taz along with the other soon-to-be Internet Money members would start YouTube channels where they would upload their work. Along with these channels, they would create beat stores on sites such as SoundClick where artists could actually purchase the instrumentals they found on YouTube. By labeling their beats as a Drake type beat or a Lil Uzi Vert type beat, for example, it allows artists to search for a certain style of instrumental with the particular sound that they are looking for. So basically, type beats are just a marketing tool to help drive sales online. With all the monetary success Taz was having at this point in his life, he was also building a name for himself in the producer community at the same time. This resulted in him becoming quite popular on platforms such as Twitter, where he would often do live streams that could sometimes get out of hand.
Why man I get kicked out? Because he's a dumb. What?
But as Aristotle once said, no great genius has ever existed without some touch of madness. Yeah, I don't know why I'm quoting this video, but it applies to the story, so I'm gonna roll with it. The reason why I bring up the live streams, however, is due to the fact that these streams would be responsible for the group forming in the first place. What exactly do I mean? Well, during one of Tazz's streams, two young aspiring producers just happened to be watching. They would also end up communicating with him in the chat, and soon afterwards, the three became close friends. Long story short, their names are Nick, Mira, and Sidepce, and they would become the first members of Tazz's new producer collective, Internet Money.
What's up, guys? This is Nick Mira from Internet Money.
Nick, Mira, and wait, no, that's not dumb. I mean, shout out to Sharpie, but I don't even think he's a part of Internet Money anymore. Okay, there we go. Nick, Mira, and Sidepce. Like I just discussed, they were the first members of Internet Money and arguably to this date, the most popular as well. However, after joining forces with Tazz, the team didn't waste any time in continuing to build their platform and to add producers. As seen in the beginning of this video, guys such as JR Hitmaker, KC Supreme, Touch of Trend, Etruo, MG Nichols, and Pharaoh Vice all eventually joined the team as well. In the early stages of the group being together, they were mainly just focused on selling their beats through Tazz's website. This made sense because Tazz already had the established brand that could help push their beats to a larger audience. But like any other brand or company, they looked to expand on what was Internet Money, which would hence lead to the creation of the group's official YouTube channel on November 5th of 2016. On this channel, they would upload a variety of tutorials for producers, and as these videos began to blow up, they began to truly assert their dominance within the producer community.
Like, this is the thing that people get up, like clout and like image. You see these producers who everybody knows their tags and shit. But whenever they see me, it's a respect thing. They already know, like, I'm doing way more than they're doing.
The producer community has got to be one of the fastest growing niches in the world. It all started with the mainstream guys like Metro Boomin and Mike Will Made It, breaking through as more of an artist per se in the music industry and making being a producer cool. This then led to a flood of kids picking up FL Studios for the first time. With the goal of becoming the next Murder Beatz or Southside. Internet Money member Nick Mira summarizes it best with this tweet. Producing is the new video game for this generation. Kids get FL Studios for Christmas instead of a console. As someone who used to make beats, I completely agree. I actually even still remember opening FL Studios for the first time and how magical that was. I know that may sound corny, but all the other producers out there know exactly what I'm talking about. It is. It used to be the case that music production had a super difficult learning curve and was a very expensive thing to pursue. Before YouTube was really popular, there wasn't really tutorials or even just the accessibility to knowledge that we currently have today. But thankfully, due to affordable programs such as FL Studios and amazing tutorials from guys like Internet Money, things are much easier. Since Tazz was an OG in the online production scene, he knew exactly what was needed to succeed when it came to forming Internet Money. Although they weren't necessarily the first to make tutorials on YouTube, they were definitely the best at creating easy to follow videos that covered just about everything an aspiring producer would need to know. Whether you were looking to learn how to tune your 808s properly or even just how to make a Travis Scott type beat, they had you covered. Along with the many tutorials on the channel, Internet Money used to also upload vlogs such as their Running to the Money tour series, where they would often travel America teaching producers how to sell beats online. I always loved watching these videos in particular as it would motivate me and gave me hope as an internet producer that it was possible to sell beats for a living. By creating all this content and giving back to the community, they quickly captivated a cult-like following that would all dream of one day being a part of the group, hence leading to the popular phrase in the producer community, who wants to be Internet Money?
It's your boy. Back again. How do I join Internet Money?
If you want to be an Internet Money, everybody go hit Pharaoh Vice's DM.
After accomplishing pretty much all they could in the online space, it reached a point where the only way to continue their growth was to step offline and transition into the industry. I know this is kind of ironic because their name is Internet Money, but it was where the collective needed to go. This shift all started when Tazz had gone into a beef on Twitter with the industry producer Ninth Wonder. As a traditional producer, Ninth Wonder wasn't necessarily a fan of the type beat game online, and when Tazz had saw him speak poorly on internet producers, he decided to speak up and get involved. This exchange just happened to catch the eye of Tazz's current manager Birdman Zoe and would be a crucial connection to the industry that would help Internet Money take the next step.
Bird, my manager, manager, he like one day seen me beefing with Ninth Wonder, and he slid my DMs. He's like, "You're right with everything you're saying, but it's about how you're saying it." And from then on, like me and him talked on the phone for like 8 hours.
After the two linked up, the very next day, Taz had gotten a call from Designer's manager, where he discovered that Designer had used one of his beats from YouTube on a new track called Life featuring Gucci Mane. This would help get Taz's foot in the door of Atlantic Records, along with the helping hand of his manager, Birdman Zoe. From this point on, Internet Money quickly began to rise to the top of the rap game, by not only producing for some of the biggest artists in the world, but by also putting a lot of these artists on.
I met Juice by my homeboy DT, aka Sidepce. He was on Twitter, he met him. He's like, yo, I found this kid, he's from Chicago. He's got like 300 SoundCloud followers, he sounds dope, we should start working with him. Ever since then, we just been sending him stuff, and he's just been knocking out hits.
Juice Wrld is a prime example of an artist who blew up via the Internet Money effect. Basically, like Nick said, they found him when he just had a few hundred followers and took him under their wing. They then brought him the initial exposure and quality production that was needed to jumpstart his career. Yes, Cole Bennett definitely had a huge impact on Juice Wrld as well, with projects such as the All Girls Are the Same music video going viral, but Internet Money was there from the start and to this day produced his biggest records. Yeah, shout out to the GOAT Nick Mira, who I'll be talking a little bit more about later on in the video. Another great example of an artist that Internet Money helped become a star via their production and A&R capabilities is Lil Tecca.
We consistently just try to focus on like breaking artists and building artists, and if we never did that, like people like Tecca wouldn't be here.
Although Tecca had some buzz before working with Internet Money, it wasn't until Taz had flown him out to LA to work on music that he really started to blow. Anyways, the point I'm trying to get across is that Internet Money is more than just a producer collective. They are one of the best talent recruiters in the music industry. The artists that they choose to work with and give a cosign to are instantly put on the radar of record labels, who then look to quickly swoop in and sign them to a deal. In the past, Internet Money had a joint venture with Almo Records where they had some flexibility in signing artists under their own label. However, Taz was very public about his frustration with the deal, which eventually led to Internet Money breaking free of Almo and just recently signing a joint venture with up-and-coming record label 10K Projects. But as time moves on, I expect many more artists to come up via the Internet Money brand and cosign. Actually, wait, that's already happening. This is Iann Dior, aka the Industry Plant. Well, at least that's what his upcoming album is called. I'm not gonna get into the whole Industry Plant debate in this video because it's a very subjective concept, and honestly, it doesn't really matter. But guys such as Iann Dior, Poor Stacy, Prada Baby, and formerly Trevor Daniels are true Internet Money artists. They have been executively produced and brought up by the Internet Money team. This means that everything from their sound to the way they dress is thanks to guys such as Taz Taylor and Nick Mira. In fact, just months before Iann Dior had songs on SoundCloud with millions of plays and landed features with artists such as P&B Rock and Trippie Redd, he was basically unknown. This goes to show how much power Internet Money has in the industry and their ability to completely shape an artist into a star. With all that I just discussed about the A&R side of Internet Money, they still needed to have created amazing music in order to be as successful as they have been. With such a big team of producers, they all bring something unique to the table and have landed huge placements for the collective. However, there is one producer in the group that definitely stands out from the rest. I think you guys know who I'm talking about.
I'm Nick Mira, music producer / musician from Virginia.
Nick surpassed everybody and started becoming like this legendary super producer.
Not only is he responsible for pretty much every big Juice Wrld, Lil Tecca, and Iann Dior song, he has also produced records for guys like Lil Skies, XXXTentacion, and Lil Uzi Vert. His style has been so influential in the current melodic, emotional trap sound that has taken over the hip-hop scene that he has really proven himself as one of the top beatmakers in the world. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's had more appearances on Genius's Deconstructed series than anyone else, which says a lot. It's just so cool to see an average kid like Nick achieve so much success and help Internet Money break the barrier between the internet and the industry. And I really can't wait to see him continue to take over as time moves on. The Internet Money takeover is something like no other. The fact that a group of kids got together via the internet and made their mark on an outdated industry is frankly amazing. Although I don't make beats anymore, I still follow the collective closely as their journey has helped motivate me in terms of my pursuit of a career here on YouTube. And I know for a fact there are thousands of kids out there that look up to the group in the same way I do. Before I wrap up this video, I just wanted to point out that I forgot to mention a few things, such as their website Wave Supply that has provided some of the best drum kits out there for producers, and also how Sidepce is one of the funniest guys on YouTube. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of Internet Money and what your favorite song is they produced. I'm Marvellous Beatz. I'll catch you guys in the next video very soon. I'm out.
Internet money, bitch.
Did you guys hear that? Or am I tripping?
Nick, you're stupid.
Drugs, pain, work.